You may have noticed that a little more sugar is never enough. While sugar has developed a bad reputation in health and nutrition circles, it remains the ever-popular go-to food staple for pleasure. And a whole lot of that is because our brains are hardwired to want happiness. Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Campbell, and we're talking about the simple desire for sugar and what the experts say about its effects on aging, increasing cardiovascular disease, obesity, and even how it may contribute to cancer. How bad is it? Let's look at the real picture. We eat to survive, and when we eat, a hormone called dopamine is released in the area of the brain called the reward system, which gives us pleasure. This programs our brain to repeat that behavior. And when our brain's reward system is flooded with super stimuli, it is programmed to want the same thing over and over again. Sugar, which is in many highly processed junk foods, functions as a super stimuli and basically has a similar effect on our brains as some addictive drugs. Sugar in its raw form is a crystalline carbohydrate and includes glucose, fructose, lactose, maltose, and sucrose. These sugars make our foods taste sweet. Some sugars occur naturally in our diet, like glucose, fructose, and lactose, and are found in many healthy foods such as fruits, vegetables, dairy products, and other foods. It's the added sugars that are the problem. A can of cola contains around 7 teaspoons of added sugar, and an average-sized chocolate bar can have as much as 6 teaspoons of sugar. And imagine adding that to a cup of coffee. For many, that amount of sweetness would be too much. There are studies that link sugar as well as sodium to health problems, such as increasing risk of high blood pressure and death from cardiovascular disease. The link between inflammation, disease of the arteries, heart attacks, and stroke are a close connection that swirls around the issue of high sugar intake, high salt intake, and poor nutrition. High sugar intake in the diet significantly increases the risk of being overweight. And in the U.S., more than 1/3 of adults are obese. The rate of childhood obesity has doubled, while the number of overweight adolescents has gone up 4 times over the past 30 years. In 2013, the World Health Organization and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition both correlated weight gain and obesity with increased consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. Some experts say sugar is a toxic substance, and researchers have noted that laboratory rats that consume a high-sugar diet display signs of binging, craving, and withdrawal when their sugar intake is reduced. The truth is that sugar works in the addiction and reward pathways of the brain. Cutting out sugar altogether from your diet, as many of my thousands of health-conscious patients try to do, I can speak for them and tell you that while it's a worthy goal, it is a difficult task. Fruits, vegetables, dairy products, alcohol, and nuts all contain sugar. And artificial sweeteners are found to be a worse alternative. In some cases, the reformulated recipes utilizing artificial sweeteners actually contain more calories than their sugar-sweetened counterparts. I believe in moderation, restraint, and eating a healthy, balanced diet. Moderation with all foods seems to be the best solution and one that everyone can live with. That is the recommendation heard from me by thousands and thousands of patients a year seeking to trim their waistline so that back pain caused by the myriad of degenerative processes and muscular deconditioning can be reined in. Here are some suggestions when thinking about the amount of sugar you eat each day. Cut back on the amount of sugar you add to foods and replace it with fruit. You will notice that you can live with the less sweet taste and quite frankly become used to the new style of eating or drinking your favorite beverage. Check the labels when shopping and select the products with the lowest amount of added sugar. When baking, not that I do much, reduce the amount of sugar in the recipe by 1/3, and my prediction is that no one will even notice. Try replacing sugar in your recipes with other nice tasting alternatives like almond, vanilla, ginger, or cinnamon. Your family and friends will notice that, and they'll compliment you on your excellent cooking and baking skills. Most of all, just remember life can be sweet enough when lived well. Make the sweetness in your life be your compassion for fellow humans. That candy bar cola and added sugar won't solve the problems we all encounter every day as we live our lives, but cutting down your sugar intake may make your life a bit longer and healthier. Thanks, this is Dr. Dave Campbell bringing you this message about public health and your own personal health optimization. Thank you.